Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Tall Paul. Today I'm going to talk about Star Wars. I've been a fan of Star Wars since I was a little kid. I'm like any typical Gen Xer. Star Wars came out in, I think, 77. While I didn't see Star Wars in the theater, I did see Empire Strikes Back, and I saw Return of the Jedi in the theaters. So Star Wars came out later on videotape, home video, and I remember seeing that after I saw Empire Strikes Back. And it just seemed like these movies just got better and better and better. If you were born in the 70s, you also remember when Star Wars came out, or Empire Strikes Back came out, or when Return of the Jedi came out. It was an exciting time. Now, back in those days, those movies were not released immediately on home video. We didn't have streaming, didn't have all that stuff, so we had to wait for it seemed like years for those movies to come out on videotape or VCR or whatever it was. And then we could see them at home. When episode 4 came out, A New Hope, it was just called Star Wars originally. And I remember seeing it at home on tape, on TV, thinking it was the most incredible thing I'd ever seen. And that's after I saw Empire Strikes Back in the theater. So I was like, there's another movie! And I was just little at the time. But it was so exciting. The excitement built all the way through Return of the Jedi, and then waiting for those movies to come out on videotape seemed like it took for years till they all came out, and then that's what we had to live on for years, was just those 3 movies. It was very exciting. It was a time that I got all the action figures. I mean, I had the big Darth Vader head that had all the action figures in it. My brother and I had a big model Millennium Falcon that we put together and had, all the toys that you could have, the lightsabers, all that stuff. And all we had to live on were those 3 movies. So many of my friends were Star Wars fans, and when the movies came out and were redone in the mid-90s with new footage and being digitally enhanced, I went to the theater. I was first in line to see it. Well, I wasn't first in line. I was in the middle of the line. I remember telling my college professor, I'm skipping class today because I'm going to go see Star Wars. And he said, I wish I could go with you. And I'm glad I was honest about it, because the next day on the front of the newspaper was Star Wars is out in the theater, and there was a picture of the line and me standing right in the middle of that line, not blending in because I am Tall Paul. So I would have been busted if I wouldn't have been honest about it. So I'm glad I was. So the re-releases, the more footage, it just kind of built like something good is coming with Star Wars. And then they announced the prequels. And I was excited, as anybody else was. When the Phantom Menace came out, I think I saw it in the theater 3 times. And I watched it on video numerous times. When Attack of the Clones came out, it was like something is going wrong. I can't put my finger on it, but something's not right. And then watched Phantom Menace again and said, something is off here. But we were just excited to have new Star Wars, right? So it's like, okay, we'll give it the benefit of the doubt. Jar Jar Binks, completely annoying, right? Hated that guy. So I thought it was funny in Attack of the Clones where they cut him out pretty much, saying, okay, Jar Jar, see you later. Like, oh, thank you. They did that for the fans, got rid of Jar Jar. And then when Revenge of the Sith came out, I saw it 1 time. I just was not feeling it. And I don't know why. I've only seen it once. It just didn't sit well with me. So being a diehard fan, you think, that's all right. I'll come around to it eventually. I'll watch it again. We'll go from there. And I never did. But I was still a fan of the original trilogy, right? As many people were. That was the most popular set of movies from Star Wars, was the original trilogy. Now, getting married, having kids, they put out the Clone Wars, that cartoon and whatnot, and my kids loved Clone Wars. Anakin Skywalker fighting with Obi-Wan Kenobi, they thought that was great. I wasn't really feeling the Clone Wars. It didn't feel like real Star Wars to me. Star Wars was Darth Vader. I didn't really care about Anakin. I just didn't care about the Anakin storyline. It just seemed whiny and kind of annoying, right? But trying to be a good true fan thinking, okay, this could work. This could work. We'll eventually see Darth Vader be full Darth Vader. But that didn't happen till the end of Revenge of the Sith. And you see him for a minute and you see him go, no. And what? That's the end of the movie? Oh, okay. Great. So that's a little bit frustrating. You have all these expectations of seeing Darth Vader do what Darth Vader does, right? Instead, you got to see, human Anakin kill a bunch of kids in the temple or, threaten a bunch of kids, which didn't sit well with anybody. Like, oh, he killed Padawans. What a wuss. I want to see him fight some adult Jedi and, wreak havoc. But you didn't really see that. You just kind of got whiny Anakin Skywalker. And he beat up some Padawans, and that's it. At the end, he got in the Darth Vader outfit, and he looked all short and scrunchy and just went, no. And I thought, we're going down a bad direction here. It's not exciting. It's not at all what I had built up in my mind. So I thought maybe I'm unique in that. So years go by, the prequel stuff builds, Clone Wars, and then it's like, okay, now we're going to get new movies. Disney has now bought Star Wars, and we're going to get new movies. Start with The Force Awakens, which one would think this is going to be a whole new thing. This is exciting. The Force Awakens. What is it going to awaken? And it starts off with Rey on the desert planet bumming around. And it's almost like we're going down another weird path. Because what do Gen X fans of Star Wars want to see? Gen X fans of Star Wars want to see Luke Skywalker in his full power reign as the Master Jedi. They want to see him build the Jedi Order. They want to see him go kick tail. That's what Gen X fans want to see. So we're always holding out hope that we're going to get Luke Skywalker in his full force out there doing what Jedis do. But we don't ever get that. We get teased with it. So we have The Force Awakens, which we think it's going to be with Luke out there doing something. And it even says Mark Hamill's going to be in the movie. And at the end, he's in there for like 2 seconds. Rey hands him his lightsaber. Okay. He got handed his lightsaber. So maybe the next movie will be one more step closer to what we want to see, is Luke do something with that lightsaber, have some battles, fight somebody. The next movie starts. What does he do? He takes the lightsaber and he throws it away. And he becomes this whiny, apathetic, I'm not going to do nothing guy. It completely defeated me in my fandom of Star Wars, because all I want to do is see Luke fight with the lightsaber. Then you have hope that it's going to happen, right? Luke's going to do something. And I'll put on the screen here the video of when Star Wars, for me, officially died. There it is. Luke faces Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren runs at Luke. Luke dives backward like the Matrix, like he's going to avoid all the bullets from the agents in the Matrix, but he avoids Kylo Ren's lightsaber strike, and then he's holding the lightsaber. Holding it, like now we're going to get what we've been waiting to see. This is going to be the most epic lightsaber battle we've ever seen. Next shot. Luke isn't even holding the lightsaber fully extended anymore. It's not lit. Suddenly, he's not even there. Kylo Ren stabs him, and he's just a vision, a vapor, a ghost, a force projection. What in the world? And the rise of Skywalker isn't even about a Skywalker. Kylo Ren is dead. Luke is gone. And now we have Rey, who says that she's a Skywalker. And that's supposed to make everything great. And this big climactic ending, it just killed it. We never got to see Luke do what Luke's supposed to do. Why? That's not the end of the story, though. We did get Mandalorian. We got Mandalorian. And that seemed to be pretty good. We're trying to find good Star Wars in something, right? Then Mandalorian starts building the fandom. And then things get a little weird. Suddenly they release the Rainbow Coalition. These kids on multicolored bikes. It's like, wait a second. That doesn't fit. That doesn't go. What is this? They're just shoving in nonsense. But then we finally get to see what we've always wanted to see. Luke comes in to save the day. And online, if you watched, you saw grown men cry. Now, as a big fan, was I going to cry about it? No. Was it cool to see? Yes, because that's what we've always wanted to see. And then that was it. It's over. And now we're trying to scrape out little pieces of Star Wars that we like out of things. It's like a horrible Chinese food dinner with a bunch of peppers and onions that I hate and trying to get the noodles out. Like, oh, that was good. That was a good bite. Oh, that's disgusting. And that's what I find myself doing with the rest of the Star Wars that comes out. Some of the dishes that they serve to us, I won't even touch. Acolyte, no thanks. Obi-Wan Kenobi doesn't even fit with the history of Star Wars. He can't meet Leia as a little girl. He was in the desert watching over Luke anonymously. He can't show up and do that stuff. Ridiculous. What is Disney doing? Then we get a little bit of good Star Wars. We got Rogue One, which led into the Andor series, which isn't bad. It's pretty good. Rogue One is probably my favorite prequel movie. It was really good. But you know that story's got to end right there because they all die because they're not in Episode 4 or A New Hope or Star Wars as we all call it. So that's it. It's a short story, but the Andor series has been pretty good. Still some things in it you don't like. What's wrong with pandering to Gen X a little bit? We're 40s and 50s, right? We're the ones paying for most of this stuff. We're the ones paying to go to the parks, to Disneyland. We still buy toys. I got lightsabers and other memorabilia. So why can't you pander to what the fans want? Give us what we want. Give us a Luke series. Star Wars died the day they didn't allow Luke to be Luke. They teased us. They messed around with our heads and eventually did not give it to us. We got it a little bit in Mandalorian, and then that was it. Waiting for them to be able to capitalize and bring Star Wars back with bringing back Luke Skywalker. But now they've officially killed that storyline. I don't know how they could resurrect it. And they're trying to get by on nostalgia with a lot of Darth Vader and things from the original trilogies. When Darth Vader was gone a long time ago. One of the best parts in Rogue One was Darth Vader kicking tail. That was the lightsaber battle. Everything he did there was amazing. But they knew that would draw the fandom, the fans back. With Mandalorian, with Luke coming in and, killing everybody with his lightsaber and doing all that battle stuff. It was amazing. But that's what we want to see. Jedis doing what Jedis do. You can't mess with the story of the Force. They tried it in the prequels with the metachlorians, little life organisms in the blood, right? The Force was a indescribable moving energy that controlled good and evil. You can't mess with it, and you can't go to the Acolyte, which I heard they did, and tried to make it sort of gray, like it could be good, it could be bad. There's the dark side and the light side. And you start messing with that, we don't have a gray side. It's one way or the other. It's cut and dry, and that's what made the story and the legend of Star Wars so appealing, because it was good versus evil. And evil can be seductive, but it is still evil. So in short, the day Star Wars died is the day they took the lightsaber out of Luke Skywalker's hands and slapped us in the face with the fact that he was a Force projection, and then he was out of the picture. As soon as Luke left, most of my joy and enthusiasm for new Star Wars stuff left. I still like the old stuff. I'm still surviving on nostalgia. Thanks for checking out my channel. May the force be with you.